Alright, so back at it with another unboxing. Let's look at this cover. Maybe it's just me, but something's vaguely unsettling about it. Tower seemed to be leaning on it, like inward looking at you. It's not quite claustrophobic and not quite agoraphobic. But the whole thing is just kind of giving me these weird vertigo effect vibes. Or maybe it's Dark City if it was set in 13th century Italy. I guess less welcome to the Renaissance and more please remain calm while the architecture repositions itself around you. But yeah, this is not the first version of this. Might have been a couple of other ones, but from maybe a different publisher. I think Mayfair might have been one of them, but I don't know. It's been a while since I played this. Let's see what's inside. Alright, so no box fart. Nothing on the inside cover, kind of lame. And I'm not sure, but this might be the real book. Seems like there's quite a few pages. If I'm, memory serves me right, the original game was pretty clean. So I'm curious whether the additions mentioned, on the front, kind of enhance thing or just kind of muddy up the simplicity. Now, what do we have here? It looks like an advert to the bin. Alright, so then we also have these wooden bits, which are arguably the most vibrant thing in the entire game. Like, thematically, you're not just kind of building a tower, you're kind of stacking egos. And, the towers are basically a physical manifestation of a medieval pissing contest. Hence why I'm going to choose my favorite color, yellow here. But yeah, like every floor that you kind of add, I guess, increases the prestige and the pettiness. And then okay, so that's another extra baggie. And then we have some of these tokens here. I think a lot of them are additions for the sort of new modules, like the plus and minus tokens. But the ones with the numbers on them. What is that? Is that like a boar or pig or something? I don't know, whatever. Yeah, but the ones with the numbers are, essentially what you stick onto the map, and that's how many cards you can play in that region. Alright, so let's move on to the board here. Oh, wait a minute though. So the inside... Oh, so they did add some flourishes to the inside of the box, so they did put some effort there. So, I give them an A. And then we'll look at the board here. It's a picturesque country right up until the point where you remember that it's the era of open sewers and optimistic hygiene practices. The map is functional, and if you don't end up liking the game, you could still use it for planning a vacation in Italy. Just pick a city, any city. I guarantee you'll be happy. It's not even a trifold board, is it? Well, let's go on to the cards, shall we? Alright, so we have like the turn order reference cards here. Like I said, pretty simple. Yeah, just 5 things, and then you have a little bit of extra. And then the sort of artwork in this game sort of embraces that whole classic Euro game aesthetic. Somewhere between like the 50 Shades of Beige, city planning committee's PowerPoint. It's not ugly, it's just kind of so aggressively practical. It feels like the game's kind of apologizing for, having some color. And then it's pretty interesting because, you keep seeing the same 3 people, plastered all over the place. With the images kind of, flipped and reversed every now and then to, kind of disguise the repetition. And it's almost like the publisher only had enough budget to commission the 3 character illustrations. But on the plus side, they got their money's worth out of it, I guess. But, at this point, I'm gonna kind of speed it up and take care.